Hi guys, this is Falcon Punch, and I'm going to show you how to make some extra gold using a method known as profession kits. Profession kits are all the farm materials a player needs to go from 0 to max in any crafted profession. Whether it be engineering, blacksmithing, inscription, or enchanting, there's a profession kit for it. In these videos, I'll be going over the basics and some tips to get you started. Also, if you're a skinner or enchanter, there will be links at the bottom to continue the guide on the fastest way to farm up a kit yourself. Since the ore and herb professions are pretty straightforward on how to farm, I'm going to skip over those, but you'll still be able to use these basics. Now, you may wonder why do all this, and why would people spend so much money on a profession kit? Well, players who want to change professions or have ones ready for alts will pay good money just to sit by a trainer and train from 1 to max. All you're doing is making that possible. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is get a guild bank. I suggest making a level 1 toon, either human or orc, and then going to the major city asking for guild signatures. After you get your guild bank, you're going to want to get a couple of tabs. Each profession kit usually takes 2 tabs, some even 3 if it's a big one like blacksmithing. After you get your tabs, you're going to have some room to work with, and this is also where you'll be storing all your materials. So whenever you get some more, just mail it all to your bank toon. Now, the next thing you probably want to look into is some add-ons, just to make this whole process a little easier on you. I'll list some of the add-ons I like, but anything that lets you open up all your mail at once, or search through your toons. Like I use Baggin for my banking and bags. That way I can just look at all my toons, search for something that I'm missing, and see if one of my other toons have it. This would just make this whole process a lot easier for you on your farming, so you know what you have. And also, you want to have a good auction house add-on. You're going to spend a lot of time in there, especially if you don't want to go out and farm all your mats. You can easily buy mats from the auction house at low prices, and then just slowly build them up to complete a profession kit. Add-on I like to use is actually Auction Lite. It's very lightweight and simple. Doesn't have much of a learning curve, and it's easy to use. Other people would recommend Auctioneer or TSM. As you can see, I just like to look through the auctions, see what's low, and see if there's anything I want to buy just to save me time from farming. Now, you're probably wondering how you're supposed to know what all you need for your profession kits. This is when you head over to wowprofessions.com to start your list. They have guides for all the professions in WoW. They will tell you exactly what you need and how much, what to make and how many of it. This is where you will go for your list of materials and where you will direct your buyers on how to level their professions. On these lists they have what vendor bought materials are needed. This is something you don't need to worry about yourself. These vendor bought materials are left to the buyer. Sometimes they may need to go to a vendor to buy a recipe, but since a lot of these recipes are bind on pickup, you can't do anything about that. But there are always ones that need no special requirements to buy, such as reputation. Now, another trick that I've been used is when I have too many of materials such as essences and leather hides. When I want to save some of my more needed materials such as infinite dust and arcane dust and use more planar essence or cosmic essence, this is where you head over to your other site that comes in handy, which is Wowhead. When you go to Wowhead's profession page, they will list all the patterns you have for that profession. When you can learn them, when they go yellow, and when they go green. If you ever find yourself having trouble filling something, you can go here and try to tweak the kit yourself and make your own list, which you can give to the buyer through in-game mail. All you need to know is when the ability is learned and when it will go yellow. If I wanted to use my planar essence to go from 320 to 330 using enchant major spirit, I would know that it would take 10 of these enchants, they would cost 2 planar each, and I would have to add 20 planar to the kit. Always make sure you triple check when you do your own guides. You do not want to leave anything out. Also, consult Wowhead if you ever find yourself needing a material. The comments for each item always has useful information on how to acquire the material you're after. Now, once you've actually finished acquiring all the materials you need for a profession kit, it's time to sell it. Now these things can sell anywhere from 12k to 25k, just depending on which kit it is, your server, and the current market price. Some of the cheaper ones would probably be alchemy and inscription, enchanting somewhere in the middle, and some of the more expensive ones would be blacksmithing, engineering, and leatherworking. Always just start off with a high price and work your way down. But once you do find a buyer, you want to tell them to get on an alt and join your guild. This just makes the whole transaction easier. This way, once they're an initiate, they can look in your guild bank and match it up to the guide that's everything in the tabs. And once they agree, you can just tell them to trade you the gold and you will promote them. Make sure you set your next rank to be able to withdraw 999. That way they can withdraw everything in the tab and your transaction is complete. Now these are all the basics that you need just to make your own profession kit. As far as getting the materials, I always suggest searching Wowhead, looking on the internet, and doing whatever you can to find the best way possible to farm your own kit. Now, if you're interested in looking into enchanting and leatherworking kits, I do have guides on how to farm those, and you can just follow the links below.